Chapter 6, Numbers of Revelation and Transition, 11 to 20. As we move beyond the foundational single-digit numbers, we begin to explore combinations that carry deeper, more complex meanings. Numbers from 11 to 20 often speak to themes of revelation, transition, divine administration, and the beginning of new cycles. They frequently build upon the archetypes of the numbers 1 through 10, adding layers of intensity or pointing to deviations from perfection. 11. Disorganization, disorder, imperfection. Biblical meaning, often associated with disorder, disorganization, judgment, and imperfection, as it immediately follows the perfect number 10, divine order, and falls short of the number 12, divine government. It can represent a transition or an incomplete stage before a new order is established. 11 days to Kadesh Barnea, Deuteronomy 1:2. It took 11 days to travel from Horeb, Sinai, to Kadesh Barnea, from where Israel rebelled against God and was condemned to wander for 40 years. This highlights a journey that ended in failure and divine displeasure, emphasizing disorder. 11 sons of Jacob, Genesis 37:9. Before Benjamin was born, Joseph was Jacob's 11th son. Joseph's life was marked by disorder, betrayal, and separation before divine order was restored. Pythagorean link, reduction, 1 + 1 = 2, duality, division, opposition. This reinforces the idea of something being divided or not in perfect harmony. Hebrew alphabet gematria. Kaf, the 11th letter, ordinal position. Value 20, standard. No direct drawing gematria for 11 from a single common word. Bible references, Deuteronomy 1:2, Genesis 37:9, Jeremiah 52:1, Zedekiah, the last king of Judah, reigned for 11 years, marking the end of a kingdom due to rebellion. 12. Divine government, perfect organization, apostolic foundation. Biblical meaning, highly significant, representing divine government, perfect organization, completeness in administration, and God's chosen people. It is the product of 3, divine perfection Trinity, and 4, earthly foundation, signifying divine rule established on earth. 12 tribes of Israel, Genesis 35:22, 49, 28 descended from Jacob's 12 sons, forming the foundational structure of God's covenant people. 12 stones for the breastplate, Exodus 28:21 representing the 12 tribes, worn by the high priest, symbolizing God's people before him. 12 loaves of showbread, Leviticus 24:5 representing the 12 tribes, continually set before the Lord in the tabernacle. 12 springs of water at Elim, Exodus 15:27 a place of refreshing for the Israelites in the wilderness, signifying divine provision for all of Israel. Pythagorean link, reduction, 1 + 2 = 3, Trinity, completion, harmony. This aligns with the idea of divine completeness manifested in order. Hebrew alphabet gematria. Lame, the 12th letter, ordinal position. Value 30, standard. No drawing gematria for 12 from a single common word. Bible references, Genesis 35:22, Exodus 15:27, Matthew 10:24, 12 disciples of Jesus, Revelation 21:12-14, 12 gates and 12 foundations of New Jerusalem, representing the completeness of God's redeemed people. 13. Rebellion, apostasy, new cycle, transformation. Biblical meaning, often associated with rebellion, apostasy, and divine judgment, as it steps beyond the number of divine government, 12. However, it can also signify transformation or a new cycle following a period of change. Rebellion of Kings, Genesis 14:4 12 years they served Chedorlaomer, and in the 13th year they rebelled. This marks a clear act of rebellion leading to conflict. Ishmael, son of Abraham, circumcised at 13, Genesis 17:25 Ishmael, the son of the flesh, was circumcised at 13, in contrast to Isaac, the son of promise. This can symbolize a line that is outside of the primary covenant, often associated with striving. Pythagorean link, reduction, 1 + 3 = 4, stability, foundation. Can imply a fundamental change or establishment of a new order after disruption. Hebrew alphabet Gematria. Mem, the 13th letter, ordinal position. Value 40, standard. Echad, one unity as discussed, its gematria is 13. This creates a profound paradox. While 13 often represents rebellion, it also represents unity. This highlights that unity, especially false unity apart from God, can also lead to rebellion, or that true unity requires overcoming rebellious impulses. YAH-WEH, love also sums to 13, as seen in chapter 3. The connection between unity and love is profound. Bible references: Genesis 14:4, Genesis 17:25, Revelation 13:1, the beast with 10 horns and 7 heads, totaling 17, but a key connection to rebellion. 14. Double perfection, deliverance, salvation. Biblical meaning represents a double measure of spiritual perfection, 2 times 7, often associated with deliverance and salvation. Passover on the 14th day, Exodus 12:6. The Passover lamb was sacrificed on the 14th day of the first month, signifying deliverance from bondage and salvation from judgment through a perfect sacrifice. This is a crucial instance of 14's meaning. Pythagorean link, reduction, 1 plus 4 equals 5, grace, humanity. Suggests that double perfection leads to grace for humanity. Hebrew alphabet Gematria. Nun, the 14th letter, ordinal position. Value 50, standard. Bible references: Exodus 12:6, Matthew 1:17, genealogy of Jesus structured in 3 sets of 14 generations, highlighting his perfect lineage and role in salvation. 15. Rest, jubilee, divine grace and new beginnings. Biblical meaning: a number of rest and divine grace. It is 10, law order, plus 5, grace. It's also connected to the Feast of Tabernacles, Sukkot. Feast of Tabernacles on the 15th day, Leviticus 23:34. This joyous feast, marking the final harvest and commemorating Israel's wilderness wanderings, begins on the 15th day of the 7th month, signifying rest and celebration of God's provision. 15th day, Exodus 16:1. The Israelites leave Elim and come to the wilderness of Sin on the 15th day of the 2nd month, marking a new stage in their journey, dependent on God's provision, manna. Pythagorean link, reduction, 1 plus 5 equals 6, man, labor. Can imply divine rest or grace applied to human effort. Hebrew alphabet Gematria. Samh, the 15th letter, ordinal position. Value 60, standard. Bible references: Leviticus 23:34, Exodus 16:1, Numbers 33:9-10. Biblical meaning: associated with love, as 2 times 8, double new beginning, or 4 times 4, double foundation. While not as prominent a symbolic number in the Torah directly, it can be explored through its factors: 4 times 4, 2 times 8. Pythagorean link, reduction, 1 plus 6 equals 7, perfection, rest. Suggests that activity leads to spiritual completeness.